Good evening, Speed Gaming. Welcome to the first round of the ALTTPR tournament for Speed Gaming Live. We've got a great match tonight, P-Train versus Amarith. I'm Drosy, and I'm here with the person who will be facing one of these runners in the next round, Slumberjack. How are you doing? You scouting your potential competition?
Oh, geez, you caught me red-handed. How did you... Oh, geez, I wasn't expecting that. Yes, I signed up specifically to calm this race because I wanted to see who my next opponent is. So, equally as excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Both P-Train and Amarith are longtime members of the community, both pretty well known. Amarith has decided that the P in P-Train stands for pain.
I'm getting some feedback saying I'm a little quiet. Let me see if I can fix that for you folks.
You're sounding okay to me. They should be underway any minute here. Just to go over the mode, this is based on casual boots, but and Uncle's going to cast Meteor on Ganon.
What do we got? Oh, Red Cane. That's nice.
Nice. So yeah, like casual boots, they start with the boots and a sword. Can't actually use the sword until you talk to Uncle. But then you have to go rescue Zelda, that whole shebang. And then the thing is, we've changed around some of the items, like, kind of like hard mode, you can only get up to 3 swords. Oh, and there's a map check. I saw green pendant Hera and regular crystals, I believe, in both Eastern and Desert.
Looked right to me.
No, it was a blue pendant on Desert, and thanks to our tracker Artarl for catching that.
Alright, and I know I'm a little bit quiet, I'm still working on that, but just to explain for people who might be watching this for the first time, this is very similar to casual boots. There's just some key things missing from the item pool, and the way that hearts are distributed are a little bit different than what we're used to for hard mode. A lot of piece of hearts, very little boss heart.
Yeah, 8 heart containers have been swapped out for pieces of heart. And we're just pausing P-Train to sync him with Amarith.
What do we got in this next round?
Yeah, this would be the vanilla boomerang chest. And it's got the map, because the map wasn't in the map chest.
Yeah.
Because the key was in the map chest, which means we've already gotten the 2 dungeon items in here, so everything else is going to be actual items.
It's always nice to see the map early on, because then you don't have to like get to the end of the escape sequence, and then you're like, oh yeah, was there something in the sanctuary chest? I sometimes have to pull up my map like as I'm doing like going up the stairs to be like, I forgot if I got the map.
Ooh, and a cape. Not necessarily what you want to see that early, because this will get you into Aga Tower. I mean, logically, you still need the lamp for it, and I don't think anyone's going to rush to do Aga Tower, but it could be how we're going to progress through this seed. Yeah,
I doubt either of these people would rush it. I could see myself, if I was against someone like way better than me, I might take that gamble. Just to be like, I need some kind of advantage, but no, not in this case.
There, hopefully this will sound a bit better. I just took down P-Train's volume a bit, so hopefully chat will hear you over it. I haven't had any trouble hearing you, but I keep seeing chat saying they're having trouble.
Quiet. I don't know. I do have a new computer, so it could be something there. Well, I'll figure it out for the future.
Hey, welcome to our 54 Raiders from SpeedGaming 3.
Welcome, welcome. It's Link to the Past Randomizer. We're in the first race of the brackets for these two individuals, Petrie and Amarith. So, yeah. And you're coming in right at the start of the race, so good time.
Okay, we have literally turned up Slumberjack as loud as we can turn him up. And just a big 20 back there. I guess P-Train already got it. And one nice thing, though our runners have found bombs, you don't actually need bombs in a boot start because you can just bonk the wall. And more bombs for all that. So P-Train the first into sank at about 520.
Good time. I think it's always good to try to aim for right around there. Like, if you hit like 516, 517, that's like really good. 520, solid. It's like probably got hit by like a mouse or something somewhere in there, or bonked.
Yeah, now Amarith's close to 540, which isn't so great, but... Oh, and she's saving and quitting. Interesting.
Deviation.
Is this the cack skip? It looks like the cack skip. She's probably thinking that, you know, P-Train's a pretty strong runner. She has to do something out of the ordinary and hope it pays off. That's my best guess. And that is a red meringue on Lumberjack, not going for it.
Yeah. Not gonna be getting that, I bet. Thing in the back of the closet, so that's unfortunate.
Okay, arrows on the tree pull doesn't really do anything for us without the bow. That's something else we should mention. We got rid of progressive bow upgrades. I'm kind of happy about that. I never really liked progressive bows. So there is one bow, there is one silver arrows here. And what do we have in this first chest? Just 50 rupees. P-Train, meanwhile, gets to loot 5 chests in Blind's hideout. If the lamp shows up, the seed's basically screaming Aga, but there's the hammer, so that's part of non-Aga Dark World access. Second eastern chest is the map. What do we have in the well? Anything? Mirror. I feel like Mirror keeps showing up in the well. But certainly a nice item to get. Highly likely Swamp as a crystal since we've already gotten 2 pendants in the light world. Bottle vendor is apparently an organ trafficker. And as we were saying, there are a lot of pieces of heart here, so 32 total. We're going to see a lot of them. And Amarith is going to get the Eastern Big Key here. Out of logic, of course, but in for a dime, in for a dollar. Okay, just more arrows on library there. And just some bombs, so Eastern is a total bust for Amarith. Going back to Link's house, looks like they'll be doing South Shore checks together. P-Train now does his map check. Hey, got the volume working any better?
I'm back for now.
Well, chat will have to tell us how you're sounding. Oh, P-Train must have grabbed the glove somewhere. I think I missed that while I was looking at Amarith and Eastern. So even though the seed's been kind of pointing us towards Aga, if we find the Moon Pearl, we have full Dark World access. And there's the shovel. Do you go do shovel now? P-Train's going to desert area. Can't get in without the book, but can scalp the ledge and do a Gina. Amarith kind of misaimed that bomb, went straight into the pit. And Gina is sitting on a bloomerang today. There's our Moon Pearl. So we have no mode version of Dark World access. As soon as P-Train gets to Mini Moldorm Cave, he will have Dark World access. And knowing P-Train, I would expect him to skip Ice Rod Cave under the circumstances. So we'll see whether Amarith finds anything there. And that shovel could be required for Bombos. Oh! Flute in Ice Rod Cave. That would be interesting if P-Train decides to go straight for the Dark World after getting his Moon Pearl. Because Flute is one of the things that tends to bring P-Train back to Ice Rod Cave, because then you can just Flute to 8, but you can't Flute to 8 without going to Ice Rod Cave today. So I will be very interested to see how this plays out. Could be an advantage for Amarith here. And Amarith checking the island. Of course, we don't have Zora money. Okay, P-Train is continuing on. That's good news for him. Probably the boots help matters because then he can water walk. I'm guessing Amarith has charged a water walk that she'll use now after Hobo to answer chat's question. Oh, silver's on Hobo, nice. No, I guess she didn't charge a water walk because she's going back to fake flippering. I'm not sure why she's not water walking. P-Train has the, raised eyebrows look there. Probably glad he stuck out Ice Rod Cave. Now, with that Moon Pearl, we can do Waterfall Cave. That's what this is called. So P-Train gets his silvers, and Amarith gets her bug net.
All right, sorry about that, folks. I may still be quiet. We're working on it. But I'm back. Let's see. Has Amarith been to Kakariko yet?
No, she still hasn't. That's why she doesn't have a hammer.
Oh, okay.
And just a single arrow on Zora. And P-Train did not go past Hobo. He is rushing to get into the Dark World. This could be interesting because Amarith will get her Dark World access in Kakariko. So, ooh, nice Tempered and Hype Cave. So she may use Kak Portal. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, already a pretty good Hype Cave.
Yeah, Flippers and Tempered, I'll take that. And our only other bottle, there's our map check. Looked like 5-6 were Thieves and Ice, and our remaining pendant was Turtle Rock.
All right, and it looks like people can finally hear me. So thank you for sitting through my quiet voice for a little bit.
Oh, yay! Awesome. Maybe we can turn the game volume back up then.
Yeah, go for it.
That should be a good compromise for game audio. So yeah, I actually missed where exactly the glove was. I just know it was on P-Train's tracker by the time he left CAC.
Yeah. Well, at least now I get to see what's in Kakariko because I missed all of that.
So one thing we should say about there's a bottle in Blind's Hut and a bottle in Hype Cave. Those are the only bottles we're going to find in this mode. You can only find 2 bottles and they'll both be empty.
Yeah. Oh, there's our glove.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's possible we can find a second bottle somewhere else, but once a runner has found their 2 bottles, the others, I think they dissolve into 5 rupees. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see a lot of bloopies here, and it'll be hard to tell what it's from. You can only get 1 male upgrade. The other one will turn into a bloopy. I believe only 1 shield and the other 2 turn into bloopies.
That's correct. Yeah, Fire Shield, Mirror Shield, both of them are out.
Half magic turns into a small magic jar.
Which is always fun. Because you get it and you think, what if?
Did P-Train activate his flute?
I didn't catch it if they did or not.
He might not have, though he can just mirror in front of Thieves and activate it then.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be too big of a problem. Oh, and chat saying we already found our half magic, quote unquote. It's on Lake Hylia. Getting our confirmation of the crystals and pendant.
Anything in brewery? More money.
Never bad to get.
Yeah, getting close to Zora. Oh, that is Zora money. Okay.
Zora money, well, we're going to lose some of that money probably to things like... I'm not sure if Drosy already did the dig game or not, but...
Yeah, P-Train already did the dig game, but he will need pod money.
I said your name.
And Thievestown is full clearable thanks to that hammer, and it is a 5/6, so no reason not to go in here.
Yep, and I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter what kind of sword you have for this, but, you know, just get the fighter sword, like in any other mode, and like this dungeon is pretty much the same no matter how you play it, given the script on blind.
P-Train's a bit low on health, though. There are a few hearts in Thieves, though not a huge number.
Yeah, there's one in the room that P-Train is in right now that he just left, and then there's one in the hallway where the small key's going to be.
It's also possible we get another piece of heart, and that winds up being a full heart container. Like that.
Just like that. You know, I always thought it was kind of curious when they switched out all the heart pieces, or the hearts for the heart pieces, because a lot of it is like, with the removal of, like, when you get the bottles, they're always empty, and then also there's no half magic anymore, which means you don't get those free refills. But with just the sheer amount of, like, heart pieces, you're actually going to get, like, full health recovery, like, pretty often because of that, as long as you're actually grabbing them.
Yeah, well, and when they're in chests like that, you can't help but grab them.
Yeah. Not asking, where was the mirror? I believe it was in Cackwell.
Yeah. So we're actually sitting reasonably pretty here. We don't need an ice rod hunt because TR is a pendant. We will need a fire rod and a bow. We'll of course need the Titan's mitts and the hook shot.
Potentially a medallion.
Yeah, we won't know that until we get the mitts.
Yep. Did you say hookshot as well?
I think so, but maybe I didn't.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, already speculating what could be on Ped.
Ah, there's the lamp. I was starting to... It was starting to feel like the lamp might be in Thievestown. And the small key is apparently in the big chest, so we don't need to go there.
Yep.
Welcome to our 220 raiders from SpeedGaming 2. You've joined the middle of a first-round race for SpeedGaming Live Link to the Past Rando.
We're still pretty early on in the race. I mean, you're about to watch us witness the very first boss fight of the game over on P-Train's side.
Now, interestingly, Tower of Hera is fully in logic at this point, but it's also a pendant.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see that super soon.
But with the hammer, we then have East Death Mountain access.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of checks.
I wouldn't be surprised if they hop in, check what's in the lobby, check what's in that first basement check, and then just mirror out, but... There's our flute activation.
Yay. Do we think P-Train will flute to 1 then?
It's either 1 or, I mean, I guess you could maybe go to 6 if you're really curious about what's on Desert Ledge, but yeah, probably 1. Or no, or just leave.
I think P-Train already checked Desert Ledge when he went to Aegina, didn't he?
Possibly, it might have been when I was having sound issues.
I mean, he certainly went to Aegina. I don't remember specifically if he checked Desert Ledge. If he did, it wasn't anything interesting. He is doing the Skull Woods play without the Fire Rod. Amarith, meanwhile... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, doing this check is, like, really quick and easy with the Samaria. You don't have to worry about anything, so it's just like... Oh, well...
Oh, okay, good call. Maybe now we flute to 6.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I personally like to do. Is I try to hold off on the mountain until I get those myths, so you just do all of it in one go.
And
Amarith almost all of it.
Absolutely will need to go to Skull Woods next, because otherwise, if she doesn't have the myths, that's going to cause problems.
Yeah. Isn't the script there, but she does have the cape, so I imagine she'll be perfectly fine. I spoke too soon. Commentator's curse.
Oof, and despite having the bug net, she didn't grab any fairies. Not that there are really good opportunities for fairies in Thieves Town if you don't have powder.
Yeah.
Problem is now blinds off script.
Yeah, off script, top of the screen. This time, we're probably going to need either the Samaria or the cape here to make it easier. And here's the other heart that I was talking about earlier.
Ah, good to know about.
Yeah, especially useful when you're running like inverted and stuff like that to know that little heart location right there.
So, interesting question. P-Train's clearly doing Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. Do you think he'll continue to catfish?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Catfish, because did we see P-Train do Zora area?
No, he never did go there. Very good point.
Yeah, exactly. Catfish, Waterfall, Zora. There's just too much over there. And even if there wasn't, like, even if P-Train had done the Zora area already, like, when else are you going to do Catfish at this point?
Yeah, and Amarith made very good use of the nice glitch where if you grab a wall while using the cape doesn't use magic. A nice little find there.
Effectively doubles your health, you know, and for runners of this caliber, that just means, like, the rest of the seed comfortable at the very least, you know. Vidi might be a hard fight at some point if we don't have the bow by then, but that's, like, the worst of it.
Okay, so as we were thinking, P-Train is doing the catfish play now, and Amarith, fortunately, is going to Skull Woods, where she will find her Titan's Myths.
Good call.
So we're getting close to go mode. I mean, we'll have to check Meyer, see if Bombos is our answer there.
Yep. He's getting close to go mode at 27 minutes. Ooh, boy. Yep, junk. Thanks, Catfish.
Hey, might as well do a prediction on that while we're at it. Do you think the Meyer medallion is in fact Bombos? Ooh, and the fairy is giving us fairies.
Very good.
Looks like P-Train wants both of his bottles filled while he's here.
Yeah, when you walk by the potion shop, like, this is going to be the most convenient chance to put something in those bottles. And also when you have Bombos, like, the one place where, like, you would want, like, a green potion maybe instead of a fairy is, like, Ice Palace, but when you have Bombos, like, magic's not a really big concern there anymore.
So what's 500 rupees buying us today? A rip-off. But P-Train is grabbing it. Good call there, because he will need pod money, and he's now under 100.
Does that 5 put him above, or?
Not quite.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, Amarith seeing that red meringue on Lumberjack. And get in your predictions here because we're going to have to end submissions as P-Train is about to check Meyer. That looked like ether to me.
That wasn't ether. Yep. Maybe it's under the doormat.
It's been known to happen. We can also check checkerboard while we're here. And we have full access to desert.
That is tempting to hop in the desert. It's 2 checks, though, so there's other things we could be doing.
Okay, checkerboard's a bust.
Yeah, piecing out, not doing desert, avoiding it while you can.
Ooh.
Yeah, when you have crystal dungeons to do, that's what you're gonna do. Always be clearing dungeons.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether ice is logically hookshot locked, though. And without half magic or any green potion, this is also going to be interesting for P-Train to get through with Bombos.
I mean, I think Bombos is what makes this easier when you don't have that half magic or green potions, because when you get to that cold stare fight, you don't have to worry about sword beam strats or having all 8 shots of your fire out. You can just Bombos and be good.
Also, when Barrys are dropping magic containers like crazy, it's a lot easier. Oh, where were flippers? Hype Cave. Amarith still hasn't gone to Hype Cave, and instead she's kern jumping.
The move.
That is unfortunate. I mean, she should really go to Hype Cave.
Wonder why she's putting it off. Like, I know she had an interesting start, and that was maybe trying to get some unheard advantage, like from doing Eastern or the Eastern area Sahas first and stuff like that. But it seems a bit odd to continue trying to do all the unconventional checks when Hype Cave is right there and available.
Okay, big key on right side as well as 1 small key.
It still
I believe
could
that,
be.
That makes the boss logically hookshot locked, which also means Pyramid Fairy is logically hookshot locked.
Right.
Oh, looks like Amarith is going to give us that desert check.
So if the second small key for Ice Palace is back here in Ice Tea, then this dungeon is not necessarily hookshot locked because it isn't logic to have to come all the way back here, grab the small key, and then come back in.
You couldn't burn that small key somewhere else and lock yourself out of right side without the hookshot? I believe you could burn that small key. Oh no, because the big key's right side, so you can't.
Right. Yeah.
This is always so hard to follow.
Most people don't really care about the logic anymore these days, because, like, icebreaker.
Because you can't burn the small key there, because you would need the big key for it, and the big key is on right side, and you can't use the small key there, because...
Yep.
Well, no, you could use the small key there. You could fall down the hole and use the small key there. Ah!
Oh,
But
hey.
there's our hookshot in desert.
Oh, that's a big pickup, because P-Train most certainly made a conscious decision to not do that.
Well, he's gonna have to go there at some point.
So yeah, between the hook shot, the mitts, the mirror, like that's a good time to go up the mountain because now you could do everything up there, minus Turtle Rock.
P-Train, please do not mirror out of the boss fight.
Oh, classic.
I hope Homemade Beer is watching because he loves talking about how fire locks fire like that. That, if you need bombos to get through ice, of course fire rods and ice.
The tale as old as time, fire rod on cold stare.
So from our perspective, we just need bow and ether. The runners, of course, need more than that.
Yeah. I'm thinking it may be just a matter of time, like how long is it going to take P-Train to eventually go back to desert to grab that hook shot? Because like if ether ends up being locked behind a hook shot or something like that, it might be a while before he goes back there.
And how long is Amarith going to clown route away from Hype Cave?
She's going in that general direction now.
Yeah, she'll probably do Smith Chain. No, what is she?
Guess she never checked that from the beginning because of her initial routing.
Oh, right, because she got her Dark World access in CAC and then went to the Dark World, so she never came down here.
Yep. We're getting our first look over here at a pyramid, both the ledge and pyramid fairy.
Well, ledge is certainly vanilla. Ooh. Powder opens up Magic Bat.
Yep. Yep, Bat, and then also Powder is just very nice to have in this mode. Like when you have so few hearts, anti-fairies basically, just give you full health every single time now. Very nice safety to have.
It looks like P-Train is going to take the
Jeremiah?
No. P-Train is going to take the Fire Rod to Skullwoods while Amarith.
Yeah, I was looking at Amarith.
Doing the Smith Chain, which I really hope she stops by Hype Cave and gets her flippers. Ooh.
Ooh. All right, well.
Looks like P-Train will be picking up that bow momentarily as well.
I don't think we mentioned this earlier in the seed. I mean, we must have mentioned it when both of these runners picked up their silvers separate from their bow, but something different about this mode compared to regular casual boots is the bow is considered non-progressive. So rather than finding a bow and then your second bow gives you silvers, you can find them separately. You can have the silver arrows, but no bow with which to use them. So just so everybody's curious why there's a D there that you normally don't see.
Like we did up through version 28. So yeah, P-Train is in really good shape. He just needs to go to desert at some point and find ether.
Yeah. I think this race is going to really start to hinge on where is ether. Because if it's somewhere, if it's locked behind hookshot, I think, this could go either way at that point. But yeah, P-Train is doing very well right now. Sitting pretty.
Oh, what do you know? Cave 45 is vanilla. Just like Pyramid Ledge and all these other places with pieces of heart.
Yep.
Well, P-Train's money problems are solved. I was wondering how he'd get into pod if he'd be able to get enough money or if he'd have to farm, but no problem now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did we ever see what stun prize was?
Not sure. I don't know if Amarith checked it.
That's something I always like to rely on when I'm like a couple bucks short of a pod entrance. Is hopefully the sun prize is like 5 rupees or something.
Now, this is interesting on Amarith's part. Usually you'd see people go to Hype Cave first, but I guess she wants to be able to, if necessary, hammer north and check Pyramid.
I think it was more because she wanted to take advantage of the purple chest glitch.
But Hype Cave keeps you in the Dark World, so it doesn't ruin the purple chest glitch.
Oh, true. I wasn't sure if I'm going into what is known as like the underworld effect of that or not, but now I know. Yay, flipper time! And also tempered sword. And a bottle.
And P-Train, with that bow, is going to be able to get 2 crystals over here in the Pod Eastern area. So that'll get him up to 4 crystals. I wonder if Amarith with her flippers is going to do ice? No, apparently not.
Would? Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I probably would have gone around the bottom, but I guess it doesn't make much of a difference either way.
Yeah, it's tiny time difference. I'm sure one is faster than the other, but I haven't timed it myself.
So she will certainly be happy to get her fire rod here. Pod is not bow locked, not that we care.
Yeah. There's one thing in the front. Oh, hello.
Gotta love P-Train and the swag hovers. That's really tough. You have to get across the rail right in the middle.
Yeah.
Doing big key there.
Thing did. I'm surprised P-Train didn't just keep going straight to the back, but I guess with Mirror it doesn't really matter. A lot of people like to grab that, that big key and just go straight to the boss. But,
okay. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, we did find a red rupee in the front, and we did find the big key in the front, which means the other 4 checks in the front are all small keys. So P-Train knows that going in, so...
And we're getting another prediction out there. Do you think the runners will find ether in the natural course of things in a crystal dungeon, or are they going to have to start exploring the world?
I'm hoping for some world exploration, but we'll see.
We haven't touched Death Mountain yet.
Yeah, the fact that we're missing just one thing between us watching it, and Death Mountain hasn't even been touched yet is pretty wild. It has been a hot minute since I've played or seen a seed where Death Mountain was like just not required at all.
Yeah. This is crazy. 2 pendants up there. Still all the items in the caves, in both light and dark.
Earth setting up a bomb jump. Nicely done.
Yeah, when was the last time you saw a seed that wasn't like entrance rando or anything? 45 minutes in, no one had been to Death Mountain at all.
I would have been tempted so long, but like if I had exactly what Amarith had and didn't have the ability to do Ice Palace, I guess, I would have been Dark Death Mountain like so long ago just to clear it all out.
Yeah, that's why it's an interesting question about whether Ether's going to show up in a Crystal Dungeon or not, because we still have quite a bit of Crystal Dungeon left to check, mostly Swamp Palace and its 6 items.
Yep. Oh, geez, yeah. Like, what if it ends up being on like left side swamp or something like that? it'll be a hot minute for Peter in that case.
Did you see how Amarith kind of like shimmied on that block? That was interesting.
I believe there's a way you can just like push back and forth kind of on them to move the block a little bit quicker.
Yeah, Helm is nice and easy with Tempered Sword. Amarith going for left corner strats and the cape. Ooh, but the puffs are getting away from her.
Yep, put that cape up.
There we go.
A little bit spooky there, but Amarith's got it.
So there's Amarith's Fire Rod, and P-Train has Pod down. He's into Eastern.
It's always so nice when you can just do them back to back like that without having touched them earlier in the seed. It's a good feeling. $50 in the front of Eastern.
So we've done pretty much all the overworld checks not on Death Mountain, right?
Yeah, between the two runners, yeah.
I mean, we don't have books, so we can't check Bombo's tablet.
Yeah.
And, of course, doing Saha or Ped would require going to Death Mountain first.
Yeah, and we don't have the mushroom either, but, like, for what the runners currently have on their persons, yeah, we've seen everything that's available between the two of them.
So both of our runners now in Ether Hunt mode. But this is where we get into, you know, Amarith would... Oh no, P-Train still needs that hook shot.
Yeah, this race, I think, hinges on that Ether location, because, like, if it's in, like, P-Train's, like, current trajectory, I think that bodes very well for him, because, like, at that point, do Mire, and then, like, do Desert while you're there. Like, that seems pretty logical to me. But if it ends up being, like, in Desert or something like that, might be a hot minute before P-Train finally makes his way back to that area.
What if it's in the back of Swamp?
Yeah, back of Swamp, left side Swamp. Who knows? Hookshot Cave, who knows? You know? Assuming this is the big key back here. Yep. Chat asking, where was the hookshot? Hookshot was in Desert Palace, I believe in the big key chest. Okay, let's see how Amarith chooses to route this. If we see left side Swamp, we see... going. Looks like a setup to skip left side Swamp to me, but we'll see.
I mean, people usually do Compass Chest before they go left side, especially because, hey, you're one item for Go Mode. If you find it in Compass Chest, then it's no question.
Ah, piece of heart.
So we had a compass in Map Chest, yes?
That sounds correct, yep.
So we know there's at least one item left side, so yeah, Amarith's going left side. And just gonna take it like a champ.
Gotta sometimes. I mean, I skipped Terror Basement in my race yesterday, and it did not work out well for me, so I do not blame anyone who ever chooses to go left side Swamp.
And that... P-Train found our last item in Eastern. It was just a bloopy, though for all we know that was a bottle once upon a time.
Yeah. Bottle or maybe red mail? I think red mail also turns into bloopies.
Yes, could be red mail. So where's P-Train off to now?
Is it time? It's time.
Ooh, spicy.
Not unexpected, but well, I guess unexpected in the sense that we haven't seen it yet. But yeah.
Oh, did Amarith try to hook clip those blocks and messed up and had to reset the room?
Maybe.
Well, you know, the old 50-minute Death Mountain play.
Classic.
And left side swamp is a bust. So probably Amarith's best hope is if Ether is here in the back of swamp.
Hmm.
Three items down, 3 to go.
We are going to see that Hera dip. There is a green pendant. I don't think that's worth clearing the whole dungeon, but we'll see. Yeah, P-Train agrees.
Yeah, the chest has to be a key. Ooh, and there was the map in the big key of swamp, so big chest must have something. Probably a piece of heart, but you never know.
Yeah.
Floating islands, just cash.
Oh, did we just see Ether on Amarith's side? Yeah, chat is saying that.
Oh, wow. So it is in the back of swamp. Yeah, this is Amarith's race now. She is in go mode at about 51 minutes.
I'm wondering what it's going to take for P-Train to go back for that hook shot. Ooh, geez. Because, I mean, Amarith still has to clear a few dungeons. Quite a few. But,
Right. P-Train is clearly ahead on the crystal count at the moment.
yeah.
But he's gonna spend a lot of time up here for nothing on Death Mountain, and what if TR is Bombos?
Yeah, it's just a matter, can Amarith clear those 2 extra dungeons? Or, I guess 1 dungeon now. Or P-Train makes the call to dip Desert Palace. This is, I mean, sure.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but like, sure, this is lost time for P-Train up here on the mountain, but also P-Train doesn't really have a lot left.
Not happy about not lining up that bomb jump. I was going to say, though, we've been having a number of upsets on these restreamed races lately. We saw Leoria beating Kyong and Vextifer beating Ganon's Gone Wild. If you haven't checked those out, I highly recommend the VODs for both of them. So this could be our 3rd upset on Restream in 2 days, and there's the burb toss even.
Island for the chat. Thank you, Amarith.
Oh no. Here he goes opening TR. He could do everything in TR except Trinex. If he goes all the way to Laser Bridge, that's probably GG. Just even with the execution difference, I don't see how you make that up.
Okay, well, just opening it up for now. I can't imagine you open it up without the intention of going in there.
Yeah, it's just like he was right there at Desert. He had access. Yeah, it's only 2 items, but you have boots. It's quick checks.
Godmire.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Of course, with how this seat is laid out, it's basically impossible to not be in go mode in Mire, so
Yeah.
definitely a freebie there. Okay. P-Train's hovering just because, I mean, I guess he figures if Ether happens to be in here, he doesn't have to come back to Hookshot Cave, but...
Yeah, and that would also be information for him that would, like, hypothetically, he can ignore Misery Mire.
Right, he would know then that Hookshot isn't in Mire. What he doesn't know is Ether's Hookshot. Oh, yeah.
Here we go. How quickly can you do Turtle Rock? P-Train, so it's going to be pretty quick, but...
Even a runner of P-Train's execution, I mean, Turtle Rock is long. And the big key is in the front of Pod, so Amarith won't even need to touch the back of Pod.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think of that.
Skullwoods is just Rush Moth. She's already cleared out Eastern, so she has the big key already there, and can just rush Armos Knights. Because otherwise, Eastern's a full clear because the big key's vanilla.
Mm-hmm. E-Train showing us the correct way to do this room without the hook shot. Gotta go the long way.
To answer chat, Hookshot is in the vanilla big key chest of Desert.
It was there, and P-Train made the conscious decision to leave that behind. P-Train did like the Desert Ledge check, Mire Shed, Checkerboard, and then fluted away.
So here's the Moth Rush. P-Train still needs to do this. I mean, he's gotten the items out, so no reason to do this until you're in go mode, but it is something else that's going to eat up time for him.
Checking Lava Chest, something you always do when you're not in go mode. Never ever skip it.
I'm really curious why P-Train didn't dip Desert when it was right there. I guess we'll ask him in the interview.
I mean, it's only two. It's only maybe 2 items. You know, because like if you go in there, spend a minute, 2 minutes in there, you might come out with only one thing. And P-Train just had better options to fluke towards. So.
Yeah, and at that point, you probably don't want to go to the trouble of beating Landmo if Landmo has the second item.
Exactly.
So that is crystal number 5 for Amarith. She just needs to go to Pod Eastern.
Yeah, and those two right next to each other, boom, boom, easily done.
She can't hover, though. She will actually have to go through the right side to get her big key.
Correct, yeah.
Buying some potions, not a bad idea.
Yeah, this is probably the last chance because she's going to go do those 2 dungeons, and as soon as she finishes Eastern, just floop right up to 1.
And Petrin will have a Go Mode Swamp and a Go Mode Godmire. And the back of Skull Woods, and, you know, maybe his Superior Execution, and if he happens to get lucky with GT Basement routing, could catch him up. Still kind of an outside chance.
Yeah, and I mean, 2 of those 3 dungeons you just mentioned, Amarith also just pretty much go moded because, again, Meyer, go mode.
Oh, right, chat reminding us, Ether's in the back of Swamp, so...
Oh, yeah.
P-Train can't go mode it. I'm guessing he'll skip left side, but...
Yeah, it really comes down to, like, how many items are left in the game at that point for P-Train. Like, you know, do you skip left side Swamp at that point when you have, like, Hera left? You know?
Well, with the big key being in the back, it's sometimes a thing where it's like, well, if I don't find it in the back, I'm going to need to go back in for the big chest anyway, so I'll skip left side because I don't have the big key.
Yeah.
So as Amarith makes her way into Pod, where's P-Train gonna go? Getting out the flute. No, not getting out the flute. He's doing Spike Cave with that cape. It is in logic with the bottle, but that's gonna be tight.
Fine. Yeah. It's tight, but... Amarith getting the big key. I guess checking maybe for a piece of heart there. No, Amarith would have known there's not that was just gonna be a small key. She got the 5 rupees. I think this is P-Train going into Desert, finally get their hook shot, and gambling that it's going to be Ether and not hook shot. Wait, we don't have book, so you have to use mirror either way to get in here. I can't imagine P-Train's going to get his hook shot just about now, and I can't imagine that he's not just going to take that and run straight to Swamp Palace.
Oh, he didn't get the small key.
Mara taking down King Helmasaur. 4 clean swipes. Oh, E-Train.
That was quite... As Amarith casually sips her soda.
And that was pretty close to a last location. P-Train left behind Hera, basically.
Yeah, and the green pendant turn in.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, it's not a done deal. We've already seen Amarith take a death. She does have 2 bottles of blue goo. Have to remember to use them. She never got the powder.
Rue. Still her race to lose, but, you know, Ganon Tower surprises you sometimes. And Amarith has still never been up the mountain, right?
That's right. But Jack, I just realized...
Yeah.
If Amarith does pull this off, this means you get to face P-Train next round.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware.
And Amarith's reward, meanwhile, will be getting to face Tam, who is super scary. As only a soft-spoken Australian can be.
Yeah, at least I won't be too much of a fight for PJ. We'll see, but I doubt there's going to be 2 upsets in a row like that.
Yeah, it's funny that for all of Amarith's crazy routing, that might have her crazy routing might have actually lost her a little bit of time, but the decision to dip desert while she was in the mire area more than made up for anything.
Yeah, I mean, she certainly would, like, yeah, she lost a little bit of time, but she certainly wasn't punished by doing what she did. It's like Kakariko was loaded, is all. Do you see people putting numbers in the chat? I don't believe we have a bot for it anymore, but if you want to...
No, but you can do a GT prediction, apparently prime number versus not prime number. I'm going to have to predict prime. It is not getting enough love.
Cool. Now, let me check that out. Yeah, I'm putting in prime number.
I don't actually know how many primes there are between 1 and 22.
Certainly less than there are the alternative.
Right. There are 8 primes between 1 and 22.
Oh, and P-Train just murdered all those puffs.
I mean, P-Train has the execution, definitely. Also, 1 is not a prime. In any case, it's not in 1, so we don't have to argue about whether 1 is a prime. Hey, there's our butter sword. In this mode, butter sword is the only thing that will be replaced by specifically a green 20.
About the boots.
Now, I forget what they're replaced with, but it's not a green 20. I remember the only green 20 in the game is
The
what
sword.
would be the 4th sword.
Gotcha. You gotta be careful with your magic there. You only got so much. You don't want to use those blue potions on that.
I mean, she can, of course, use a bomb there. If it came to it.
Good pot knowledge there. There's a little magic potion there.
Oh, there's our ice rod.
All right, time to do Turtle Rock. Turn around.
Guess it wasn't on Ped. Hey, there's one of our 3 heart containers, too. And that is 6, which is not a prime, alas.
Oh, my 10 channel points.
My 50,000 channel points. I only have 471,000 left.
Oh, jeez. Amarith grabbing even more magic on the way up.
P-Train about to find out this is a Godmire.
Best news P-Train has gotten all day. After that hookshot hunt.
And you know, maybe if Amarith had to full clear the basement, P-Train could make it up on execution and routing, but I don't see, short of like a couple of Ganon Falls, how you make this up.
Yeah, and that's assuming P-Train doesn't do like also like doing the Dark Magician checks and stuff like that, which will only put him further behind at this point.
Right. I mean, if you take the standard routing, it works out because there's a small key in Hope Room. That's exactly what Amarith found.
Yep, exactly. I just know some people like to do those 4 chests on the left first before even checking Hope Room. Depending on how far behind you feel, you might not even do that. You might just go full left as a gamble to come back.
P-Train not using silver is interesting.
I mean, do what you're comfortable with. I'm pretty sure P-Train does just standard old NMG speedruns, and that's the standard strat for that.
Right, though silvers take down the big eyeball faster than anything else.
Yeah.
Small eyeballs, you could argue, sufficiently good use of bacon or butter will take it down faster, but no substitute for silvers on the big eyeball if you have them.
Amarith, very clean landmo fight with those silvers. Using one of my favorite strats to set up for that, where you bonk off the top wall, that lines you up perfectly with those first 2 landmo.
And it's a 1 to the left and a 1 to the right. And as a kid, I never knew about these Samaria strats in the Wizroad rooms, and now they're so easy. Though it's always interesting in the occasional Samaria-less seed to see runners have to go through it without.
Yeah. That's always a thing. I think that was one of those upset races you were talking about before. Like, one of the runners went in without the Samaria.
Did P-Train remember to beat Moth there? Yes, he just went in and beat Moth in a hurry.
You see chat
No.
talking about that, but...
No, I think he just realized he didn't beat Moth.
Yeah, he didn't beat Moth.
Oof.
This is crystal number 1.
I mean, with what he's been going through, that's definitely a bit of tilt, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, between the Turtle Rock straight into the hook shot, where it was just sitting all along. Yeah.
So Amarith's going to be on Agate 2 before P-Train hits Moth. This is probably not how Amarith was expecting this race to end either. Like, what's going through her head when she sees that there's no dot done in the race room at this point?
I don't know. Maybe she's actually really confident. Maybe she's got this. She knows she has this. She's going to look at it and be like, yeah, that's normal. But no, I would imagine she's maybe confused. I would be. When I go against P-Train in the next week, if I saw that, I'd be like, why?
It's funny.
What happened?
Before the race, Amarith said, "Why am I on SG main?"
You're the star of the show.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm glad she's on SG main to see one of her like biggest upset wins, presumably.
Yeah, take this VOD and what is it? Create a highlight out of it. Put that right on your Twitch channel. First thing people see.
Oh, not even going for that magic refill. I mean, I guess Bacon Sword is fine.
Yeah, I mean it's 4 clean swipes if you don't accidentally hit Moth into moving spikes.
Like that.
Or less.
Well, he got those 2 poke dashes at the beginning, and so only 2 more.
Amarith, you're using the cape strats because Ganon didn't put himself somewhere nice, and that's perfectly fine. Amarith has got, what, 2 blue potions still?
Yeah, I don't think she touched either of them.
Yeah, she's good to go.
And Amarith realizing she's on phase 3 and still hasn't seen a dot done.
I mean, it's possible she doesn't look. When I run, I don't ever look at the race room.
Jeez.
Don't spook us like that. I know we.
Oof.
I know we talked about
fire
that.
bats.
I know we talked about Ganon Falls, but like we weren't serious. You don't have to do that for us.
Well, 1 more silver is all it'll take here. And get your GGs in as Amarith pulls a heck of an upset. And she crosses with an official race time of 1:16:17.
Jeez, 1:16. That is amazing.
And that's the forfeit from P-Train. He sees the race time room, doesn't really want to do GT.
Yeah, understandable. GG's to both of our runners, and here is P-Train. GG's.
GG's.
So yeah, on that desert location, that was it. That was the run killer. I don't know if there's much to talk about there, but how you feeling after that? And also joining us is Amarith. GG's.
Good evening and GG's. Ugh.
Yeah, well, I guess really the question for Amarith, what are you thinking as you're climbing GT and see that there's no dot done?
I'm thinking P-Train's right on my backside and just like right there and just like, oh my god, I just gotta focus. I can't screw up. Don't screw up. Don't screw up. Hey, have you thought about screwing up yet? Don't screw up.
Yeah, we were watching that, and also just like we were imagining like you were just trying to make some of the big gambles early on, knowing who your opponent was. Because you did the Kakariko skip. What was it? What was the leading factor to choosing to do that?
It's a general opener that I do for most of like any like standard open that has boots or sword or something like that. I'll generally just avoid Kakariko for a little while. Especially in this case, when I looked at the map, I was like, oh, Eastern's a crystal. 90% of the time, at least, you know, in the back of my head, it's like, oh, well, you're going to end up having to double dip Eastern anyway, so go check that out, make sure that's not anything. Because if I can, I just like hitting Dark World access in Kakariko and just going from there.
Yeah, we did catch that when we saw you mirror to check what was on race game. So that was curious. Something else that we saw that was very unique about this race is both of you avoided the mountain for so long. I think P-Train was the first one up there around 50 minutes. What was the thought process there from either of you?
P-Train, you want to take that first?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to avoid the mountain because I knew Turtle Rock was a pendant, and I knew if I went up there, like I was convinced, I'm like, Bombus is going to be Turtle Rock, and if I go to Turtle Rock, it's going to be Bombus, and I'm going to dive it. And I held off for a very long time. What ended up getting me was I dove the Mire area so early because I wanted that medallion information. And I didn't want to dive desert because at that point I had Ice Palace, which was the 5/6 crystal, which would have given me access to Pyramid Fairy. May or may not have been hookshot locked, but whatever. Could do Ice Palace, that would give me Pyramid Fairy. I had the entire mountain. So it just felt kind of unnecessary at the time. So then I did Ice Palace. I found the Fire Rod, which didn't do anything for me at the time. Ended up doing Smith Chain before going up the mountain because again, I'm really wanting to avoid that mountain because of Pendant Turtle Rock. Found the bow, feeling great. Nothing in Pod, nothing in Eastern, and at that point you have the mountain and Pendant Desert. The mountain, Pendant Desert, and Hookless Swamp. So I go to the mountain, find absolutely nothing, and at that point you have Pendant Desert, Pendant Hera, Pendant Turtle Rock, or Hookless Swamp. So I did Pendant Turtle Rock, and then when that had nothing, I'm still only left with Hera, Pendant Desert, or Hookless Swamp. And I almost did Hookless Swamp. But last minute, I was like, Desert's easy. It was accessible early. Let's do that first. And yeah, I was... At worst, I thought maybe Amarith would skip Turtle Rock. Playing the route back in my head, it never occurred to me that she would skip the mountain in its entirety. So I was like, if I'm only behind a Pendant Turtle Rock, maybe I'm okay. But being behind the entire mountain in Turtle Rock, regardless of what you may perceive as an execution advantage, I don't think there's anyone in the bracket that could win that amount of time over anyone else who's qualified in this tournament. That's a lot of ground to have to make up.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit too, just how Amarith was able to do go mode for both Pod as well, Pod and Eastern, and then also she went up the mountain once, and that was it, just to go to Ganon's tower. So no, there was a lot there just because of that one silly hookshot location, just because of the nature of how people ran it. So yeah.
Yeah, and the other reason I dipped deserts, or I was just like, because I was looking at what I had available, thinking about what I could do. I was like, nothing's really clearable right yet. There's nothing but overworld checks. As I'm finishing the Mire area, might as well just jump in the desert, see what's there. Probably nothing. Oh my gosh, hookshot. Let's just follow this, keep doing the Smith Chain and all that. Maybe flippers will be there along the way. And then bam, there's flippers. It's like, okay, well, let's follow this into ice and that into a swamp, and that because Ether's probably going to be on Pyramid Fairy just the way that this is laying out, and Ether was in swamp, and just go from there.
See, I was actually convinced Ether was going to be in Turtle Rock. Before even touching the mountain, I'm like, Bombus is going to be Turtle Rock, Ether's going to be in Turtle Rock. I just felt it in my bones. Which is another reason why, there was no way I was going to do Pendant Desert before the entire mountain. It didn't make sense at that point in the seed.
I was looking at it, though, too. I'm like, the mountain's looking really good right now. It's 20, 30 checks up there. You go up there and easily do it.
Yeah, because
you so appealing.
Yeah, you had the hook shot for a hot minute there. Because did you have the hook shot before you did Hype Cave?
Yes.
Yeah. So you had that hook shot, the mitt, the mirror. You had every reason to go up the mountain, and you just didn't. And that was really fun to see. Well, cool. Do you folks have anything else you want to say? And also, just to the people watching the stream, follow our racers. Give them a follow. They put on a good show for you today. And they're gonna be. They still have more to go. This is not the end of it for either runner. So tune in to their.
Yeah, I did want to.
You're actually my next opponent, Slumberjack.
I'm aware.
Right. Amarith, you get an opponent even easier than P-Train. You only have to face Tam next round.
Yeah, I just gotta face Tam. Just normal, casual, like normal tournament things for me. Just easy peasy. Just gonna steamroll Tam. Just go right up into the top 16 part of the bracket. Like it's gonna be great. It's gonna be an easy ride the whole way. Promise, right? 100%.
Fun fact: Tam actually knocked me out of SGLIVE last year. 1 round before you got a cash payout.
Well, there's an extra round with cash payouts this year, so you don't need to make it as far, right?
I mean, at this point, I'm just hoping not to go 0-2.
Jack, you'll be easy on P-Train, right?
Yeah, I'll be very gentle. Don't worry. No, if I get knocked out early, I'm just be like, yeah, at this point, against P-Train, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the nature of a best-of-1 tournament, though. I felt like I played really well. I was really happy with my execution. It's just hookshot was not my friend this seed, and yeah, I feel good about the way I played, though. It was fun. I was fine, except for the hookshot. Everything felt kind of good, And the mountain dried up. At that point, I was starting to feel really bad. Once I realized you could skip the whole mountain, I'm like, man, I hope Amarith didn't find that path. But yeah, I mean, my execution, I felt great about the way I played. It's just that desert got me.
Yeah, there were a couple times in the seed I was like, man, I wish I could do that trick. I watched you do, what was it, that quick kill on both Mothula and then also on Argus. I was like, oh, I should learn those at some point, maybe. So, spoilers, your opponent does not know how to do those. Your next
Yeah, GG's Amarith. Good luck in the winner's bracket.
Thank you, GG, and good luck in the rest of the bracket that you end up in. Hopefully, maybe we'll see each other down at the end. Who knows?
Yeah, good luck to both of you. Well, all 3 of you, really, including Jack. And we should probably wrap here because in less than 10 minutes, we are going to have a spoiler pilot race from the ALTTPR League featuring Freddy piloted by Fant against Chimo piloted by Dazed Cloud. You definitely want to stick around and watch that, but we do need to wrap this so we can get that started.
So yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, besides, of course, shout-outs to our runners one more time, huge thanks to our tracker, Artarl. Really a hardcore tracker who's always everywhere and on top of it.
Yeah, thanks for always throwing in your hat into the ring. It's very much appreciated by us and also the community. But yeah, if we have nothing else, again, we're going to be heading over and watching, or we're going to have that race that Drox was just talking about. But if nothing else, thank you all for hanging out. Follow the runners, follow us, I guess. And if nothing else, that's it from me. Dross, if you'd like to close us out.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, Jack. It was great working with you. And stick around for another great race coming right up.